So good morning, community on the West Coast, and good afternoon to the East Coast. Jenenne Macklin here. How are you? Boy, some days like yesterday just get away from you. That's all I can say. But today I wanted to hop on, and today I almost got away from me. I'd gone into the kitchen to start cooking, one of my favorite things. But I wanted to hop on today because I wanted to remind you, or at least ask you, are you using this one thing that you do have? Because you do have this one thing. And going forward, it is going to be imperative that you exercise it. Let's see if I can get some more sun on me. So, we look at the world, things are shifting, states are opening, as they say, opportunities for businesses, business owners to survive, basically, to survive, to open their businesses, the hair salons, the nail salons, the barbershops, for them to open their businesses and to find, I don't want to say just creative, but efficient and effective ways to serve their clients and still make some money. And I believe we get to do that. That's part of what America is. I passed by the street the other day and drove around, and I think the cleaners was open. And I know they've always been open. And I know one of my clients was so upset last week. He is like, why are they opening up Atlanta? Why are they opening up Atlanta? Hi, Jose, how are you? And I'm like, we do have to move forward. We just can't stay here sitting locked like sitting ducks waiting to see what's going to happen. We've got to take some actions and some steps. But here's the thing, it's amazing to watch it. I can even feel it like on the planet. I can feel like they've eased it. So it's like people going, ah. And I kind of know that feeling because I remember one day I was at home and I thought, okay, well, I'm going to go out. And I remember thinking, but where was I going to go? And what was I going out for? I wasn't locked in. So it's interesting, this feeling we have that, someone puts a hold on us and say, okay, stay at home, and it's our choice to do it or not. And then they say, okay, you can go out. And as soon as someone tells us you can't do something, we get upset and say, oh, yes, I can. You can't tell me what to do. Good morning. It's almost like kids when they were little and they get upset. That's where we are. So now here comes the big piece. They're saying, okay, we're opening up some. Maybe you can go get your hair done. Maybe you can go get your nails done. But here's the thing that I want you to know. It's a choice. One of the greatest powers you and I have on this planet is to make choices. Conscious, strategic choices for the results that we want to see in our lives. So if you do that just alone, what is the result you want in your life? What is the result you want for your family? What are the results that you want for your community? That's where it really gets tricky. I'm a spiritual teacher and spiritual thinking and living, and I'm always looking to see underneath what's happening, what's the lesson? What's the message? Is there a spiritual message or lesson that we're supposed to get? And one of the things that I got is that we are supposed to focus on each other. We've lived so much of our life with I, me, selfish, that now what we're being called to do is think about others. And we're selfish, period. Because we're used to doing what we want, when we want, and how we want, and where we want, and the way we want. That's America, right? America's been that for years. When I was growing up, everybody was afraid of America. Russia was afraid of it. We were the bomb back in the day, like in maybe the 60s. But now, that's not America anymore. America has played two sides against each other, played the middle two sides against each other so long that everybody knows the crap that America's been doing. Good afternoon to you. America give money to one country, give money and guns to one country, and then give money and guns to the other country, and then they're fighting with each other. So now, everybody's not afraid of America as much as they used to be. Now, we have to really think not just of ourselves, we must think of others. Not just our children, not just our mom and dad, our sisters and brothers. We have to think of others. That's what the underlying spiritual message, metaphysical message, I believe is for each of us. We haven't had to do that before. Not really. Not where it's a health crisis. not where the choices we make could to decide whether or not we live or someone dies. I don't think so. We've been in a lot of places. I remember the Vietnam War. That wasn't our concern then. Afghani War and all the other wars. We haven't been in this position again, where every action you take, every thought you're potentially thinking, has to consider someone else. It has to consider the neighbor next door. When I'm out walking and I don't have my mask on, I have to consider all the people around me. We consider each other. We move out the way because in our minds, between 6 and 7:30 in the morning, there are not that many people out here exercising. They just haven't got up yet. But when I do see someone, I move out the way. When I do see someone, I have my mask on, so I just pull it up. But that's where we are. So how well are you at thinking about others? How well are you taking the action steps to potentially keep someone else safe and alive? How well are you at doing that? Is that even something you have realized is part of your new routine now? Is to think, is what I'm getting ready to do going to keep me and everyone else safe? Is what I'm getting ready to do going to compromise myself or my health? Because that's what we're looking at. Masks are here for the rest of the year. So go get all the pretty masks you want, get all the designer masks you want, make your own masks, make sure you're inside of them. Masks are here for the rest of the year. That's a given. Just know it. We're not giving that up. So now as we move out into the world, what are the strategic decisions and choices you and I are going to make to still be safe, including stay at home? How about that? We don't have to go out. I don't know if California's told us to go out or not, really. I'm not paying attention to it. I'm going to stay at home as long as I can stay at home. So we're going to the stores and exercising. But now we are required to look out for someone else, to think about others. And I know the media is confusing you. I know it gets crazy about, well, should we do this? Should we do that? Do we get tested? Do we not get tested? And if we get tested and we're negative one day, could 2 weeks later we get tested and be positive? I know there's a lot that's going on, but I try and break it down in just a little bitty pieces that I can manage. I think I said to you, I gave you 5 questions some time ago. I'll give them to you again. But the first one is for you to begin to look at what is it that you can really control. People are getting mad on Facebook, which is why I stay off of there a bit. You know, wear your mask. You're being selfish. You're being just name calling and all that. And I understand the fear and the frustration, but we each have to make our individual choice. If someone around me doesn't have on a mask, but I have it on, then I'm good. I'm not going to go to them and say, put your mask on, put your mask on, put your mask on. What, and start a fight? But I'm going to be conscious in the choices that I make for me, as well as what I think is going to be safe for others that I'm around. So, you know, I went and got my hair done. I said that. I was the only one in the shop. Only one in the shop. I'll get my hair done anytime along this way. The hair color, well, this color looks good back here, right? So for the most part, I don't know if they've figured that out yet. I don't know what they're going to do about hair color because we know we sit in there. My stylist is pretty good. I may sit like 15 minutes. She sees me, she washes me, she colors me, she rinses me, puts me on the dryer, and I'm out. But I don't know how they're going to navigate it because that's upstairs. There's 4 or 5 more people downstairs. So I haven't even gone there yet. I haven't even thought about it yet. I went and got my hair tightened. I washed it. I'm good. It's what I say, I hope, in addition to maybe how I look. So this is where we are. This is what we have to do. And it's something that's in your power. When we talk about a Thursday truth, the truth is you make choices every moment of every day. Are you making the highest choice for yourself? Are you making the highest choice for your family? And are you making the highest choice for this planet and all the other people on it? And yes, that's where we're at. I mean, I love driving around yesterday. I'm going to put a picture on here of the sky. It was so clear. And I thought, this is what we get when we stop driving cars with gas. The gas prices are down to $2.68. This is what we get when we stop driving. Do you see how powerful we really are, even though it's kind of forced upon us because of the circumstances? What would it mean for us to buy more electric cars? What would it mean for us not to use gas as much? I mean, it's just interesting to see the impact and the imprint that we are having on this planet. When you look at the sky now that our cars are off the road and see it's clear and the clouds are beautiful and fluffy. So don't think you don't have power. Don't think you don't have an impact. You do. So my question to you is, what are the choices you're making? What are the considerations you're making for yourself or for others? What does that look like? What's your criteria? And how have you made peace with wearing a mask all the time? And then more importantly, how have you made peace with the fact that you are also responsible for your neighbor? What does it say? Love thy neighbor as thyself? Well, I always said that was going to be a hard one, right? Because if you don't love yourself, then good morning. How you going to love someone else? I mean, really. And that's always been the issue for me. Love thy neighbor as you love yourself. But many of us don't love ourselves. We're critical of ourselves. We give ourselves a hard time. We pick on ourselves. We pick out every little thing that we're not doing that we think we should be doing. So if we do that to ourselves, can you imagine what we're thinking about other people? I can hear people now, look at her. She don't have her mask. Why don't he have his mask? And we just start this whole thing. What is so hard about caring about another person? What is so hard about doing the things and taking the actions and the steps to be safe on this planet? You have this power, and it's the greatest power you have, and that's the power of choice. You get to choose. And as an American, you'll be saying, can't nobody tell me what to do. I get to choose. Well, now I'm asking you, how are you choosing? What's the criteria you're using for what you're choosing to do or not do? And do you realize how powerful you are with your choices? Because that's what we're going to do going forward. You know, they're going to have a party. Okay, you're going to have 6 people away, 6 feet away to do a party. I saw someone do a wedding, and the guests came, and they were 6 feet apart from each other. And I can't remember what the minister did, but we're finding ways to do what we need to do to still have the experiences that we want to have. But it requires that we do think about others, not just ourselves, not just what's happening in our family and in our households. So how are you going to exercise one of the most incredible powers that you have to not only impact your life and your family, but to impact those around you and impact this planet? I mean, she must be breathing better now that we're not suffocating her with all of the smog from our cars and the emissions from our cars. Mother Earth must be being able to at least breathe a full breath, so to speak, because her children aren't just running around crazy, doing everything, using everything, spinning up everything, taking advantage of everything like it's endless, which it is. But more importantly, like we don't appreciate it. We're acting like we don't appreciate all the abundance that's been given to us because it's given to us so freely. We think, oh, well, no big deal. So what? Good morning. So to drop that on you right quick. I need to have an important conversation with my son and get to a client. But I want you to understand, in the midst of this, you always have power. Don't think they're taking your power away. And you know the situation we're in. Now, what is the choice that you will make and that you will exercise for the safety of yourself, but more importantly, for the safety of those around you? That's where we are. This message from the planet at this time is for us to recognize how well we do or do not take care of each other. Wearing our masks demonstrates that. Our 6 feet distancing demonstrates that. Our staying home demonstrates that. And the new norm is going to be so different that I can just see us just blowing it. I mean, you can go to the beach, but you can't lay on the beach. You can't suntan anymore. You can go to the beach to do exercise only. But you know us, we'll be out there on the beach anyway, right? Not me, I can go to a friend's pool. But so it's really challenging us to think differently, to live differently, to be more mindful about not just the planet, but our own individual lives. And you have the power because you have the power to choose. Have a great day. Take good care. Bye for now.